Welcome back to Stewart Science. Today we're going to be at the intersection where math meets science, and we're talking about how to use models to make predictions. So in previous videos, we've collected data, we've graphed that data, we've gotten a line of best fit and found the slope and the y-intercepts. We've gotten ourselves to the point where we know the y equals mx plus b for our line. So we made a line. We have an experiment. The example I've used in the past is watching how temperature changes over time. And we have our y equals mx plus b. That's our equation for a line. Y is what's on the y-axis. X is what's on the x-axis. So this is the equation we got from a previous video. Y equals 3x plus 20. What this means, again, is that for every 1 minute, our temperature goes up 3 degrees. Every one we run, we rise 3. And that starts at 20. So when our time is 0, our temperature is 20. Our object starts at 20 degrees Celsius. So again, our x is time, that's on our x-axis, and our temperature is Celsius. And so what this equation lets us do then is that if I were to give you a time, you could plug that time in where the x is and use your math to get a prediction for temperature. This is called a function, where you put something in, it's an input, and it gives you an output. So we have our function for this specific experiment that we did where we watched the temperature increase 3 degrees every minute, starting at 20. So let's just do two examples. One if I give you the time and you figure out the temperature, and then one if I give you the temperature and you figure out time. So let's just say, I picked a random number here, that time was 17 minutes. And I want to know, based on our information, what would the temperature be at that time. So we take 17 and we plug it in to x, because time is on our x-axis and I gave you an x number. So you put 17 where the x is in our equation. And so this is our equation now. Y, which is temperature, equals 3 times 17 plus 20. From there, it's just a little bit of math. 3 times 17, 51, plus 20. That's our answer, 71. And we just need a unit on that. 71 what? Well, if we look at our temperature on the y-axis, it's Celsius. So the answer is 71 Celsius. That's it. Let's try another example. This time I'll give you a y, which is temperature, and you have to use a little bit of algebra to work your way back to find the number for x, which is time. Let's say I wanted to know at what time we get to 88 degrees Celsius. How long would it take me to get to 88 degrees Celsius? Well, since that's a y number, I would plug it in for the y in the equation. So I put the 88 where the y is. At that point, we just need to do some algebra. So we subtract 20 from both sides. We get 68 equals 3x, and then to get the x by itself, we just divide by 3 from both sides. And we get 22.67 equals x. Last thing we need to do is add a unit. That's minutes, because we're on the x-axis, and the x-axis is measured in minutes. So answer is 22.67 minutes. So these are really pretty easy when you know how to do them. If I give you a function and an x number, you just plug that number where the x is in your equation and then solve. If I give you the function and some y information, you plug that information in where the y is and you solve for x using algebra and add a unit. You're done. That's it. As always, this is Mr. Stewart. Keep learning no matter what.